Well, hello there guys and welcome to Wargame Airland Battle. This is actually my second commentated video about this game, but the first one probably you haven't seen because I had to take it down very soon after I put it up. Mostly because without noticing, well, my Steam was putting my key up here, and I guess it's not going to be a huge problem, but you never want to, yeah, random people to see your game keys. They might steal it. So, well, this is destruction game at 2v2. I played actually with the Pact Forces, with Soviet Union deck, and at the beginning, well, at first I say I'm going to go for Charlie, but well, in the chat and by markers, the other guy, Bashar, told me he was moving there. So well, and then moving up to Juliet. So well, taking that in account and keeping in mind I have some pretty decent airborne transports and troops. I'm going to go for Delta and take the city. Mostly take the city. And later I will capture Delta Bravo and Echo as the situation develops. I don't plan to go for a golf anyway, and by any means, because as you can see, golf is in an elevation and is very close to hotel, which is the starting point of the NATO forces. So by the moment I reach there, they probably will be already there, and yeah, it's not wise to move in there directly. This game is going to be quite long. It's going to be around 45 minutes long, but really, it's worth for you to watch it until the end because there are some moments which are just epic. And I'm not kidding, like epic in epic. So, well, I start up with a couple of attack helicopters, a spotter helicopter, and transported troops in yet more attack helicopters. This is one of the cool things of the Mi-24. The transport versions actually are almost as good as any attack helicopter, and I make a lot of use of helicopters in this game. Some people have told me that they are not really worth it, but believe me, they are insane. Anyway, that's my main attack force to go for the city. In the meantime, and on the road, I have a command vehicle, which I'm going to be forced to leave behind because the other guy is not going to do so. Um, some more infantry troops in empty LBVs, a couple Tunguskas, a couple T-64 VM, and a BRM-1. So game begins, and I start the big push with my airborne troops and start fast moving my troops in the road. Meanwhile, you will see I don't have an FOB. I'm working with an Mi-26. The reason is that each one of these has 6,000 liters of fuel, and you get two of those. Meanwhile, with an FOB, you get only 10,000. Still, it's not as good as an FOB, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I always end up with very few supplies with my Russian decks. So, ME2 taking position here to recon what's coming. Elite troops are already landing. Enemies moving up Fedor. Okay, troops are down. Another attack helicopter is moving here. I see a Blockhawk. And a lot of troops are coming in LAVs. So I have here reinforcements. Well, I send my MiG-29 to kill that Blackhawk. And, well, the other guy, Bashar, is also coming to the city. And I'm very close with my troops as well. So I get the Blackhawk, evac before that eagle gets me, and I spot some enemy things here. Right now I'm a little bit nervous because I have attack choppers here and I don't want them to be caught, but thankfully the eagle is more worried with the Yak 38s. So I start moving in the city with the special forces, which are elite. They are really powerful forces. I see a couple Humvees up here. Move with a BRM also to keep view from this hill. And well, I start advancing through the sectors. You can see here my other infantry troops are already here. I have my tanks. But I'm not going to use my tanks. You don't want to use tanks. Oops, oops. We are in trouble here, so I'm going to pull my helicopter back. you, sorry. You don't want to use tanks for a urban push. And the helicopter goes out. Anyway, action starts in the city. I unload my transports. You can see, wow, Marines don't stand a chance. Versus my Spetsnaz and my Motorstresky. I advance like in a front. I want to be covered. I don't want to leave anyone behind, so it's not shooting. And you can see they are panicking. I assault the position with my Spetsnaz and my Motorstresky. These Marines are going down. Meanwhile, in the right I get a lot of support from the other guy. And that's a huge fight for the city. But we are pulling them. We are putting them out of the city. The Marines are going down. All what that's left are some anti-tank squads and a Stinker squad. Meanwhile, nothing else happening. This is the big focus of the game right now. So all I have to do is clearing the city. You can see I didn't use my tanks for anything. There's no reason for that. Meanwhile, my Tunguskas are fighting at something. Ah no, it's my Mi-24, sorry, which killed the Bradley, which was there. I have deployed my one Tunguska here, a couple backs here, and another Tunguska here. I don't want any enemy fighter coming in and getting my choppers for free. So I start moving my Mi-24 piece up, but oh, there are a lot of anti-aircraft there, so I pull it back. Thankfully, I have another set of Mi-24s here, which I used to get this here. They are shooting at this one. I have lost one helicopter, but it's well worth it because these are going to kill the second pivots. And that's, well, that's 4 pivots for the cost of one Mi-24, so yeah. This one barely survived with 1 health. Ooh, Eagle. But here goes my Tunguska, damages it. Book tries to get it, hits it, but doesn't die. Bad luck. Meanwhile, another Bradley here, which is trying to kill my recon tank. And I also execute him. I pull back with the other Mi-24. I'm going to land at my Mi-26 and repair there. And later on, what I'm going to do is to take off with this chopper and move it to Boris. And that way I will get a much faster turnaround time for my helicopters. I spawned my MiG-29 to get that Eagle, but of course it was too late. So it's time to start putting up new stuff. I'm going to put my book here with a cargo vehicle to reload these missiles as it suits them. BMP 1K to capture Dmitry, and they are already popping out. Meanwhile, some fighting going on the right. These forces are taken by Marines, so this guy is going to clear them out. For now, I'm not worried about what happens here. I'm worried about, well, yeah, what's on Gregory. Look at my helicopters did such an amazing job this game. Right now, I'm just worried by taking all the city, garrisoning it, and this Mi-24 is not making really good versus that pivots. That's why I don't really like Mi-28s. They are not as armored as the Hinds, and Havoc down. So that's 2 Havocs, big loss. Big loss. Lot of points. See a couple of tow Humvees there. Also, they are moving some radar anti-aircraft here. I have pulled back my Mi-24s because I want to reload them. As you can see, the Mi-26 is already moving up, so I will have a faster turnaround time. They don't have to go all the way back to base and reload there, which is one of the problems of the FOB. The problem with this is that this actually reloads other units, but doesn't reload tracks, which is kind of a bummer. So I move a couple more choppers here, running a risk because these two Hawks can really destroy my Mi-24s if they've been moving to range. But so far, so good. I noticed the Hawk is moving on. I move up with my tanks. And I'm going to get these Hawks. I'm baiting them with the Mi-24. And there goes one. There goes the second. Meanwhile, the command vehicles here, I have called for a couple T-55s. And a lot of anti-tank squads. Well, 3 of them. Actually, there are 6. I call them in pairs. So well, here is a clearing action of the woods on the right side. Maybe too daring use of the BTRs. You don't want them so close to the enemy infantry because they die to RPs really quickly. So we spot an M1 IP. I think it's IP. I don't know if it's M11P or M1 AP. IP. I think it's M1 IP. It's improved protection. The second best tank the Americans have, other than the M1A1. So these Marines are going down. Soon they are going to be dead. T-55 is going to take position here. And meanwhile, I move up with my recon vehicle and I spot another Bradley. A recon Bradley. Deploying my anti-tank squads. One of them is going to be here, another one here. And I'm sending up one other here just in case. Finally, we will capture Dimitri. My tanks start shooting at the Abrams. Sadly, I think I'm going to lose one of these guys. Yeah, I lose one of my trucks before it can unload. And this was a Nighthawk. I didn't see it, but that was certainly a Nighthawk. Also, I somehow lost a Mi-20. Ah, yeah. I was trying to do a run on, yeah, but I killed it. There was something here, I don't remember exactly what, and I tried to get it with my Mi-29 and an Su-425, but I'm not good using planes in this game. I am really good at using choppers, but not at using planes. So while I'm moving forward, I'm trying to get that Bradley, but I have flanking shots from the Abrams, so I'm going to pull back as soon as I can. You don't want to give your flank to a guy up there, because if he hits your flank, you're going to die. So I pull back. Instead, I have my T-55s here. These things have missiles. Meanwhile, Eagle here. I was trying to hunt for anti-aircraft guns with a SEAD plane with anti-radiation missiles, and he also gets my recon chopper. And meanwhile, my missiles do nothing. Really, I'm terrible at planes. So I'm trying to get the Bradley with the choppers, but he has, as you can see, well, Hawk there, Pivas there. I lose one of my choppers. I stop the other ones. I don't want to. That's a trap for helicopters. So yes, stop. I'm going to try to pull a little bit up with my T-55s. because I have anti-tank um, missiles, but I soon decided it's not a good idea. I'm going to lose my tank, so better to pull back, repair them, and wait for some better chance. More fighting in Yacht. Nighthawk again. Those things are so damn powerful. Thankfully, he didn't kill anything. But he seriously damaged my T-55s. So I call for a logistic convoy to repair them. Attacking the right is being pushed off. My recon helicopter is moving on. And yeah. Meanwhile, I see some supply trucks moving on to Gregory. I figure out why not. I mean, they are supply trucks, but they are worth a lot of points. 35 apiece. It's better to capture them, but if you can't, why not killing them? So I move with my Mi-24s, fire my rockets, and blow them up. Meanwhile, Mi-24 VP here, I don't know exactly what was. Oh, M1 AP Abrams, which I'm going to target. I'm very close to them. It's not really good because they can damage you with machine guns, but again, this thing has armor. So I destroy them 29 points apiece. Really cool. I call my two Mi-24s from the left, and the ones in the right are going to stay probably put for a while. Now I'm going to recall them as well to repair them. So more fighting here. I lost one of my supply trucks. I don't exactly know how, but yeah, well. So helicopter here, another helicopter here. I want to keep a close track on what's on Gregory. So I'm going to put one here and one here. And as long as I don't see anything, I'm not going to do anything. So far they haven't captured it yet. Oh, Apache! That's bad news. So I called for a MiG-29, but soon I decided it's a bad news. I know they have anti-aircraft guns here and anti-aircraft missiles, so I don't want to risk it. Super Chinook here, very exposed, but not really in a position where we can deal with it. Well, probably with artillery, but I didn't call for any in this game. So, I'll reposition my Tunguskas. I want to cover for the probability that this Apache comes here. Some artillery interchanges going on. Nighthawk again being a pest. But yeah, nothing really important. I move a recon squad and just here just to take a look at what's over Fedor. But the woods don't let me see. I'm actually thinking of moving them a little bit right, but the problem is that don't want them to be sniped. So I leave them for a while. I move them a little bit, but other than that, they are putting eyes on what's around this zone, and that's good enough. Meanwhile, Bradley again is moving forward. Not exactly sure what he was doing, but I have a concourse here. The problem is that he is down to one, so yeah. Bashar putting some smoke here. At that moment I thought he was going to do a push, but he didn't have the troops to do so, so yep. Wow, T80 UK, this is the most expensive unit in the game. It's a T80U, the most powerful tank, and can capture command zones. So Abrams here. So you can see I'm moving with my recons. I'm going to take a position here in the mountain. Want to have a clear look at what's around here. I move with my ME24 because I want to get that Abrams, but he's over the woods and I don't want to move over it. I don't have a clear line of sight, I can't fire on it. So what I'm going to do instead is kind of try my luck. I'm going to do a hook right to try to come from the other side where I have a clear shot. But instead what I find is a lot of very tasty Hueys. So yeah, let's feast on them. That was nice. Oh, and a blowhawk as well. Okay, let's kill it. He takes off, but I'm not going to let him go away. So I come close and finish him off with cannon fire. So, well, deciding I have had enough luck here, I don't want to hook anymore because probably there will be... Oh, look, Nighthawk. Probably there will be some anti-aircraft missiles here, and I don't want to give them the shot. So you can see, most of my moves are being done with choppers. That's because we are in a pretty stopped position. I mean, the things are going really slow. We have pushed them out of the city. We have control of center, which is a very nice place to have. Elevated position. They have control of Fedor, and that prevents us from moving into Ivan. And really, an uphill attack is not the smartest thing you want to do. So right now we are mostly waiting for them. They are behind in points. So they should be the ones making the move, not us. So I park my ME24 here, just waiting for developments. I have another set of ME24 BPs here. And I still have my first choppers. These were transport choppers here. Yes, for the moment I need them. Call for a couple T80 BVs, which are as I told you, the best tanks in the game. I'm going to put them here because I don't want them. I'm not expecting anything big from the left, mostly because they don't have it. They didn't capture the point. But if they capture it and suddenly start putting out a lot of troops through this reinforcement point in Gregory, I might have troubles in my left. So yeah, I'm going to put some tanks there, also some Super Chinook. This is telling me he definitely has troops here. That's a resupply vehicle. So what I'm doing is reinforcing the left. You can see I'm also adding a lot of anti-aircraft squads with Strelas. Very nice anti-aircraft missiles. Well, mostly anti-helicopter. Whatever it was a Nighthawk. So yeah. And ooh, we have movement on the right. That's why these guys are coming so handy. I still have moved them a little bit more up, but I think they were cool here. Those were two transport helicopters. I'm waiting for them probably to try to sneak some troops up the mountain and down our flank. But as I'm thinking about doing something about it, you will see that Bashar also takes note of those things and is going to put some squads up here, so I don't have to take any more squads on the mountain. This flank is going to be mostly secure. You're going to see that anyway, because there's some pretty cool stuff going down this flank as the game goes on. Meanwhile, in the left, nothing is moving. I'm really surprised they haven't taken Georgia and Gregory. I mean, I know that it doesn't give any points, but it's a nice reinforcement point. And also a very good defensive position. I mean, it's up in the hill and controls the approaches to Ivan. So, well, I don't really know. Artillery strikes. They are coming from here. Again, this is one of the games. I do have indirect fire vehicles in my deck, in this deck. But they are mortars. They don't have the range to reach that point. But I would have loved to have some long range artillery to do some counter strike. Because those things were really, really tiresome. All the time shooting. So well, my anti-aircraft squads are moving up. I call for some logistical vehicles here to reinforce and resupply my troops in the city. I call for a couple anti-tanks, which I initially think I'm going to put here, but later I decided I'll put them back here. Because up there they are a lot exposed. Probably he has some recon squads in Ivan, which is not taken either. Also surprising. And I don't want to feed them with points, basically. Those are really good anti-tank vehicles, by the way. They have ridiculous range and great accuracy. For the time I have been playing this game, I think actually the Pact has a serious advantage. Ooh, US Marines down there. I saw that. And this guy did as well. Was what I was telling. I think the Pact have some ascendancy. I mean, they have insane anti-aircraft units. They have insane armor. They have pretty good infantry, and they don't have the best planes, but they are very cheap. Bradley moving on the field, but I have my line of tanks here set up just in case. Spot them again. Ooh, Apache! I don't know what he was trying to do, but he got killed. Team Huey, which is a transport helicopter, I'm guessing he's taking the city. Since that finally he's going to make a move and try to get Gregory. I answered by putting my Mi-24s up. First to cover for the Apache, just in case. And second because this Abrams is so tasty. Ooh, what a surprise! A Nighthawk. Yeah, well. Oh, and artillery, of course. Well, meanwhile, in the left, the Abrams is no more. But he has killed one of my T-55s, the other one is really badly damaged. He has also damaged one of the T-64s, so I'm going to have to reinforce this with logistic vehicles again. Which is a pain in the ass, to be honest. Meanwhile, in the left, nothing going on. I'm worried because of the Marine squad we saw here. I'm sure they will be going to move uphill at one time or another. But you will see that. Because it will, of course. I mean, it's one of the things. If the center is taken, you want to advance on the flanks. But if the flanks are a mountain, it's even better. Because the movement is slow, but it's under cover. With all those trees and woods, it's very difficult to see anything. If you are thinking right now that nothing is happening, and that is boring to watch this stalemate, it's not a stalemate, we are winning. It actually is, kind of. Oh, Nighthawk again. Surprising. He gets hit, but not dead. Meanwhile, big bomb going off. I don't know exactly where, but he didn't get anything. Marines here, they are advancing again over Yacht, but he's well protected. Well, actually, he's well protected because he has squads here, not because this concourse is going to accomplish a lot versus Marines, but whatever. Well, as I was telling you, this is a moment where you don't want to rush. I mean, we are in control. We are not making a boom because we don't have to. We have the advantage in points. We are midway through winning the game. And they are behind us, 700 points. So it's them, the ones who have to do something about it, not us. So all we have to do is just wait. For the moment the big pass comes, because probably they will attack at one moment or another. Okay, I'm going to spoil it. Yes, they will attack. Otherwise I wouldn't be putting this video up. It's pretty obvious. So finally they took Ivan, which is pretty surprising. They didn't take it before. Meanwhile, my Mi-24s are going down the hill. Gregory has finally been taken. So right now I'm expecting a lot of enemy troops popping up here. That's why soon, if you'll notice, I will redeploy my helicopters up to the other side. I have put a couple of BMPTs here just to cover the case for them cresting the hill and trying to do a frontal assault. This will probably stop them cold. So, well, my Mi-24 is starting having fuel trouble, so instead I'm going to send them back to base. As you can see, I have used my second Mi-26 and I have moved the first one back here. There is repairing these two helicopters, which were still waiting. And as you can see as well, and this is why I think I'm not going to use this anymore. They supply units, but they don't reload tracks. So empty track is wasted track, and that's pretty huge. Well, big push again in the left side. Ooh, Apaches. These BTRs are not going to go anywhere. As you can see, he's already pulling back. The Apache is an amazing, amazing helicopter. Still, also we don't have a lot of anti-aircraft cover here. You will see that, well, later on I will move some Tunguskas and around here, and also he's going to put, well, he has his books here, all in the same spot, which is not really intelligent, but whatever. Apache again, now he's hitting the city, but we have a Tunguska there, and now, well, let's say he's not doing that well anymore. That was a book. Great, great missile. But again, you don't want to put three in the same place, because an Nighthawk single bomb and goes bye-bye. Apache again on the left side, really worried about it. I have called, as you can see, for more attack helicopters. These are really cheap helicopters. They are 30 points apiece. But for what they are really effective. They have a lot of rockets and they have anti-tank missiles, which are not the best. I mean, the Malyutka missiles are not really great. But for their cost, these things are really amazing. Also, they go down with a sneeze. If they get hit by a speed, they go down. But well, Black Hawk moving up. I want to prevent them moving into the forest. So I teach them a lesson with the havocs, well, with the hints. Sorry. At first I think, okay, let's go for them. But on second thought, bah, why bother? I mean, I'm sure these things are covering troops, but I'm also sure he has some missiles there. Eagle coming. He breaks away. Probably he's scared about my missile defense. Smart guy, because I have 1, 2, 3 Eagles waiting for him. And a Tunguska. My own well, book is here, which also could offer a very nice cover here. It's very back. It's very far in the back, but I don't want to put them any forward. They are very valuable and have very long range, so they cover very well. Meanwhile, well, I call for some anti-tank squads here, which are going to pop up here at any moment. There you go. And as you can see, this guy has made his move on the right side. He's moving with his Spetsnaz forces up the hills, and he has put some Iglas up here just in case some helicopter decides to come this way, which is a pretty smart decision because it's what is going to happen. He holds fire with the Spetsnaz forces, and when the helicopters reach here, they are going to meet a very nasty surprise. Yeah, well, this is some damage I'm getting because of the artillery. They are pounding the book, and that's the books, and that's why you don't want to keep 3 of these in the same spot. Because a single strike can wipe them out, so yeah. It's easier to control them, of course, but, well, better to be less vulnerable. Something is popping up here, radar, missile. No, actually it's a radar control gun, it's a PBAS. Which actually I'm not really scared of, at least not with MI-24s. Because they have a lot of armor and a lot of health. So they can take a lot of PBAS fire before going down. Well, you saw it before, when I was using 2 of them as a distraction and flanking with 2 more. Oh, look! What's happening here? Black Hawk moving here, they are going to take a lot of fire from my Tunguska. There you go, he was loaded. Also a missile from the Tunguska, more fire from the Tunguska, and he goes down and his squad is gone. Was pretty obvious he was going to try something like that on that flank. I mean, we don't have very evident recon here. We have a squad here, but it's not as evident as these 2 choppers are. So it's clear they are not going to come here undetected. So they are trying to do so on the right side. But the fun thing is that actually the ones who flanked the enemy were us. Look at that! Spetsnaz almost on the enemy spawn base. Really good job by Bashar. Or Bashar. Meanwhile, MTLVTs moving up the forest. Want to put more Iglas around here. Mostly because of the Apache I saw here. If the Apache moves and is backed up by anti-aircraft missiles, I will have to pull back my recon helicopters and my Mi-24s, and I don't want that to happen. So the first Spetsnaz are actually sending intel. They are sending more choppers down the right side, but this guy is more than ready for that. Lot of Iglas there. So if those helicopters come, oh look, more artillery. And we are more than 1000 points ahead. Meanwhile, I have called for more tanks and for a BRM recon, which I'm going to move down here. I'm starting to plan, you can see I'm bringing more infantry. 2 groups of 3 Motostrelski squads, which are going to be based around here. My plan is to use the recon to pop out, take a look, and use my squads if it's clear to move in. Meanwhile, my Iglas are deploying. That will prevent any funny try of flanking here or attack by helicopters or even by planes. Oh, look at that. That's a big bunch of enemy helicopters. BMP-3s are really good transports. They are of course infantry transports, they don't have a lot of armor, but they do have a very nice anti-tank missile, the Arcan, and pretty accurate and useful 30mm gun. So they are not going to be used for the Rus, but later on, after the initial moves are made I will use them for support, of course. So you can see I also call for a couple T80s BBs here just in case to supplement the T64s and T55s that were here. I'm also going to move them up here. I'm not in a rush to do any pass right now. I want to set up my troops first of all, make sure they are not going to come downhill, and second of all, if I can, move myself, because my recon helicopters are detecting nothing, at least in this area. So if he doesn't have anything right here, I can make an assault with infantry. We'll see. So you can see it's a lot of tactical thinking all the time. What's the enemy doing? What counters it? Ooh, Blockhawk coming. Eagles are going to have a field day. Boom! Look at that. But wow, there's another one here. No big deal. He also shoots them down. The problem is that some of these squads survived. You're going to see it in a second. I'm going to put it in neutral. He survived with 5 Marines who, well, were able to get out of the. Well, anyway, that was a Nighthawk. Uh, Actually, I thought they would be killed by those, but no. Meanwhile, look at that. The Space Nuts is moving its move. Is making its move back into the base. Apache is going by, totally unwary of what's around here. Very smart use of freaking squads here. So he's called for more eyeglass. He's going to put them on the mountain. Meanwhile, as you can see, I have already Tunguskas here to supplement his coups or books. There you go, book. We are detecting the FOBs through these space nuts. Apache here. You can see I have moved the Mi-26 even more forward. You said it to be here, but I have moved it here to. It's going to be instant turnaround time. I mean, as soon as any helicopter needs reloading, he's going to be able to pull back. I move forward with the Mi-2. Nothing here. Absolutely nothing. So my guess is that probably they will be in this booth. Or in the city, of course, and I haven't detected them yet. You never know. But if they had some kind of anti-aircraft guns or radar missiles or whatever, they would be trying to attack the helicopter, and they are not trying to do so. And the fact that we have no Eagle coming, no fighter trying to shoot this down, also tells me that probably they are low on fighters, first of all, and probably second, they don't really see this Mi-2, which is pretty amazing. Meanwhile, another pushing yacht. This is going to reach nowhere because this guy has more than enough troops here to push them back. Apache up here, Iglas, field day, they kill it. Nighthawk, finally I got the Nighthawk with the Tunguska, but and the second one sadly moves away. But one of those buggers is already dead. Space Nuts moving really quietly back here, still not detected. Really nice use of Space Nuts. And they have detected the CP. The control unit. If they lose this control unit, they will lose this area. And they will be forced to use this instead. GG. Yeah, killing that thing is huge. So I call for you're going to see it in a second. I call for an SU-25. My plan is to take it all the way around the map and kill it, but long range artillery. Wow, that was brutal. And he lost Charlton. So now he has to use reinforcements from here. And look at what I have here. 48 BVs, which are amazing tanks. I have a squad, which I'm going to start pulling up. I have my Motostreski, which are going to start moving forward. Yet another pushing yacht, which again is repelled. And well, here starts the epic. I move with my recon squad. And wow, N11 pay. Ooh, they are using this to reinforce because they can't reinforce there. So my ME-24s start taking shots, but soon I notice this is a big call for troops. So I move up with the T-80s, with my Motostreski, keep on shooting with my ME-24s. Abrams are being destroyed. And well, now let me introduce a piece of music and stay quiet for a while. Stars of the Light Cavalry! That was epic! Epic! I told you the end of the battle was something else, and that's why I love this game. A long, long time of tactical thinking, trying to counter any try of the enemy to sneak up on you, and suddenly, amazing happens. Look at that score. 5,350 kills versus only 1,162 losses. And, well, the Space Nuts at the beginning did a great job on the Motostreski cleaning the city. But look at the helicopters. This is brutal. This is incredible. As I told you, Charge of the Light Cavalry. That was epic. Well, that was a heck of a game. I had a lot of fun. It was pretty long, and at some moments it was slow because we were mostly tied up. But well, I think it's self-explanatory. This game kicks ass. I love it. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video as much I enjoyed playing the game and recording it and editing it. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you think about me uploading a more Wargame Airland Battle. And as always, see you later.